In this video, I'll show you why Apple's biggest failure of 2024 may actually be the best opportunity for indie app developers this year. I mean, come on, what is this? I'm calling it now. Apple Intelligence rollout was a complete disaster. And why I think that's actually a good thing for consumer app developers. They broke every rule in the book, they overpromised, underdelivered, and restricted access to the latest iPhone models. But this mistake has just opened the path for independent app developers to grow their app portfolio revenue like nothing we've ever seen before. I'm going to share all the secrets and the exact strategy I'm using to profit from Apple's AI misstep. Hi, my name is Adam Lyttle, and for the past 4 years, I've been building apps on the App Store. Thanks to my app portfolio, I've recently become debt-free and finally living a life of freedom, being my own boss and just enjoying what I'm working on. Now, I share the secrets so you too can follow that journey. Apple Intelligence has been hyped for months. We've been looking forward to this, and we had promises of what it could do. It was supposed to be an artificial intelligence that was on your device and ready at any time. And one of the biggest features of Apple Intelligence was this rewriting of your sentences. It's like a ChatGPT prompt built into your phone. But the functionality is quite hidden. It's cumbersome. It's not as intuitive as what other Apple products have been in the past. You can't tell me Steve Jobs would approve of this. And this seems to be Apple's biggest problem at the moment. And if you're smart enough, a problem that can actually be turned into a product. You see, Apple is really good at marketing their products and creating demand, but lately they've been lacking on execution. They've hyped up these features of this AI functionality, but they're hidden so deep in the iOS that it's difficult to find them if you're an average consumer. And if you're using an older device, good luck, it's not available to you. And most app developers wouldn't even give it a second thought. But if you look a little bit deeper, there's some opportunities here to grow your app portfolio and generate more revenue. Apple's failures create developer opportunities. Last year, I built a simple currency converter app. It only took a week to build. I released it, and then it started paying my rent. Then iOS 18 was launched with a currency converter built directly into the calculator. What happened next shocked me. Sales have increased, downloads have increased. And that doesn't make sense. Anyone would think that having a free alternative built into the iOS would beat a paid subscription hands down. So what exactly is going on? I hate to be the one that says, I told you so, but this was something that I predicted in an earlier video. All of a sudden, I realized the use case for my currency conversion app is ease of use and speed. Open the app, do your calculation. You can switch between your calculator and the currency conversion, and it works. So maybe it will increase the downloads like my other app. Maybe, just maybe, there's still a use case for this thing where people are still prepared to pay a weekly subscription fee to use it. I told you so. Now I'm predicting a similar trend with Apple Intelligence. And I'm going to call it the Apple Education Effect. Yeah, that name probably needs a bit more work. They spend a lot of money, time, and resources on educating people what's capable on the iPhone and what's capable on the newer devices and the newer iOS. This brings awareness to features and functionality that the average consumer never even anticipated or never even thought was available. And sometimes they under-deliver. You just have to look at the Vision Pro to work that out. So as a consumer, you're left with two options. Upgrade to the latest version of the iOS and find the functionality deep within the operating system, or go to the App Store and download an app that does exactly what you're looking for. Which one do you think is easier? Most people are conditioned to look for new features and functionality in the App Store, and this presents an opportunity to create specialist apps. And that's exactly why I spent $13,000 acquiring an AI app that Apple should have made obsolete. It does everything that Apple Intelligence promises, but it's available on all iOS devices from iOS 16. It was created by the talented Saeed, and the best part, it's got a proven track record of user acquisition and revenue. Immediately, I realized this was the opportunity I was looking for. It's built into the iOS keyboard. You switch over to the Key AI, and it can recompose your messages, rewrite your emails, and even translate into a different language. It's a lot of the functionality that Apple Intelligence is promising, but it's available in a standard specialized app on any iPhone. But how can you identify these trends before anyone else? There is a 3-point checklist I use to validate whether an opportunity is viable. First, how much advertising is Apple doing for a new feature or a new functionality? What's coming out in a future version of iOS that they might under-deliver on? Secondly, how hard is it to build an app based around this feature? I don't want to be spending months building something that could turn out to be a failure. So I limit development to only a few weeks, and in this case, acquire an app that's already in the space with user acquisition. And thirdly, I research what demand there is and how popular the keywords are. In my next video, I'm going to show you step by step the best tactics to identify keywords in 2025. Be sure to subscribe. Just because Apple's going to release a new product in 6 months' time, it doesn't mean that it's not going to be successful. They've got a proven track record of having some of the most successful products, some of the most successful hardware and software to ever exist on the planet. So betting against Apple is probably not the best decision. But if you can see an opportunity, you can see the demand for it, and it's not going to take you very long to build it, then you should go for it. I'm actually really excited about the direction that Apple Intelligence will go, mainly for the API access. When this becomes a lot more integrated into SwiftUI and I can start integrating the functionality into my apps, I think this is the most powerful dynamic shift that we will see. At the moment, Apple Intelligence is just kind of meh, but kind of think about it like version 1.0. There's a whole heap of products and a whole heap of apps that can be built over the next year based on the Apple Intelligence API. When this starts rolling out and becomes synonymous with building apps, I can see this being one of the best gold rushes that we've ever seen. So if you're following this path of development, it's important to launch fast, do your research, get it out there without spending too much time on the process. Spend 6 months and you may have missed the boat.